brute force. If it doesn't work, you're just not using enough. You're listening to SOFREP Radio, special operations military news, and straight talk with the guys in the community.
Hey everybody, welcome back to SOFREP Radio. I've been off for a few years, but I'm coming back for the first time in I think maybe 3-4 years just to be with my good friend Jurgis. Jurgis and I met at this Harvard Business School OPM program. And I still remember like it was yesterday, Jurgis. I'm sitting in the back of you and he pulls up his phone with the Instagram and it has like it was either my author page or my Instagram. He's like, "Is this fucking you?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, that's me." He's like, "What the fuck?" And that was the start of a good friendship.
I had to
Uh,
check. I had to check who the fuck you are.
yeah, so Jurgis, you're living in Vilnius, Lithuania. I visited you last year in February, I think. I came in the right time of year to visit Lithuania. Maybe not so
Yeah.
much, but and his wife Renata made me get in the ice lake.
You almost died.
Yeah, yeah, almost. Yeah. Anyway, what's your impression of the first time we met at Harvard?
Well, listen, Harvard for me was an eye-opener. I met many different people. One of them is you, and you know, it was how to say, um, was very great course because you meet all these different people with big businesses, big backgrounds, and of course, big characters. And everybody's like a shark.
Yeah,
If usually a professor asks for opinion and usually there is like one or two or three hands, it's like everybody want to talk, everybody has a fucking argument, everybody has an opinion.
yeah,
And you better make sure that you put your opinion correctly and well argumented. So you are one of those completely different people because you're coming from completely different background. So it's not that your family was in business or that you went through the traditional, let's say traditional way of school and then working in a corporate and then doing your own business. So you are completely different, and I found it interesting, for me.
yeah.
And you've been in the places where I go. You've been for work where I go for leisure. You know.
Which is
So
crazy. Which, by the way, Jurgis, for fun, he goes to places like North Korea, uh, Haiti, Yemen,
Afghanistan,
Afghanistan, crazy fucking places.
Central African
Well,
Republic,
yeah,
Congo.
I don't want to go to these places unless I have a radio and a direct link to an aircraft with a big bomb in the sky.
American way, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. The Trump way, right?
Fucking America, man.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, we got to be friends, and also you're one of the few crazy enough to get up at 5 in the morning and meet me at the swimming pool for the SEAL
Yeah.
workout. Yeah, which was good.
Yeah, so I
Uh,
realized that seals can't swim because I looked at you. I thought, no, this guy too old, too big, because I've done swimming for 10 years myself, and I think I will fuck you up in that pool. But but it was very interesting because that swimming session, I never saw that session like that, because
yeah,
we swim, we get out, we do push-ups, we swim underwater, we swim one side, we swim another side, we do push-ups. So it was very dynamic, very powerful, very exhausting. For me, was something new, and well, I can confirm they teach you how to swim at Navy fucking SEALs.
yeah, it was good. That was a good workout, man. But that was typical SEAL workout, right? Like super dynamic. So, but you stuck with it, man. So I'm good because many people, they talk the talk and they can't do it, right? They show up and then they're like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I remember I was sick. And
yeah,
I think right now, I remember that probably I was sick with the fucking COVID
yeah,
because it
probably,
was 2020 and I remember
February
like
2020.
yeah, just the Wuhan, and we all came to the session of people from China, from Hong Kong, from Australia, like everybody, brother. Everybody was coughing at the class.
Yeah.
But they were those times where everybody was sharing the bottle, sharing the joint, right? Right now, like, no, 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 don't, don't give me this. This is yours. At that time,
Yeah.
everybody's sharing everything. So I think I got sick with COVID and I was coughing. And I remember our time came to do this training, and I was like, fuck, I said I'm gonna do it, but now I'm sick. And I remember I come to you in the evening and I say, like, listen, Brandon, like, I think I cannot do it, And like you're like, why? Well, I'm coughing, I'm sick, and you're like, so what?
Yeah.
So what? Suck it up, motherfucker. I'm like, oh shit.
Well, I was sick before, like the week before. I had the sore throat, the cough, and I got over it. And then, but yeah, that's the way, right? You can't always say I don't want to go on the mission because I have a runny nose or a cough. It's
No, I
time to
took a
go.
chance. I took a chance
Yeah,
on you just because you promised. I promised, but not only because I promised, but just because you offered me a completely new way of looking at that issue. Like, so
yeah,
what?
yeah,
Suck it up, and then okay,
exactly.
I see how it works, and it worked. It was good. I'm happy I went.
Yeah, yeah, it was a good workout. Um, so hey, we're gonna talk about a few things today.
Yeah,
I was gonna tell you my stem cell story, which we can do at any time, but also I was, we became friends, stayed in touch, and I was watching on your Instagram that you made these crazy videos, and we just got the edited videos from your assistant Olya.
yeah.
So these will be up on SOFREP on the main site, and I think we post one location a week: Haiti, North Korea, Afghanistan. So really excited to get those videos up because you have some amazing footage. As soon as I saw this on Instagram, I was like, oh man, that's something our audience will definitely like.
I
So
think so. Yeah.
yeah, I would love to get into a few highlights of those stories. But yeah, we can start however you want. We can dive right into the locations, um, and then
Yeah,
maybe
we
talk
can
about
we
talk about
can
the stem
talk.
cells after. Yeah.
Yeah, we can talk a bit of the locations. So I don't know which one is interesting for you. For many people, many locations are interesting, but I guess North Korea could be one of them.
Yeah, yeah, let's
Uh,
let's maybe just do the highlights each one, but let's start in North Korea because I still remember you said the most challenging thing about the visit was you don't know what's fake and what's not, right? Because it's crazy.
yeah. So listen, I prefer Afghanistan every day, anytime versus North Korea. You know, that country left such an impression that very big impression. I loved the trip. I'd never want to go back.
Yeah.
Never. So so I had a rough time coming to North Korea. I visited my daughter in Cambodia, and then we had some issues there with my ex-wife, and so I think I started drinking like 5 o'clock in the morning, and then it took me to Thailand and Beijing and everything. So by the time I arrived to North Korea, I was already on a little bit different planet, and we were like five of us. So we arrived in North Korea. It was an exclusive tour just for five people. Um, and I said, usually in the shitty places like that, I want to spend 3 nights because this is how much my nervous system can take.
Yeah.
Because you don't sleep much, you're always on adrenaline, you know, it's bad. And they say, yeah, listen, but there is only one flight a week. That's it. You're in, you Sunday you're in, next Sunday hopefully you're out.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
Okay.
get Lufthansa's not flying in every day to North Korea.
And the way, yeah, there's only one flight, and there's Pyongyang Airlines, and so to get to North Korea you have to get a visa from Chinese, corrupt Chinese. So you go to Beijing, and then you don't know if you're gonna get it or you don't get it, but you pay the bribe, you get it, and we're in. So we arrive to this. So as soon as we arrive, they take our passports, and you get a guide who speaks English. You get a KGB Korean fucking agent, and then you
So
get a
they take the passport and they keep it the whole time?
yes.
Fuck, that's
So
crazy.
so the
That would
so
make me nervous.
so I will tell you why I got nervous. So they take the passports, and you have three people with you. So you have a tour guy who speaks English. You have KGB agent or whatever Korean fucking agent, and
Yeah.
then you have a driver who's also an agent. So you have three people on six people. They never leave you. They're always with you. They change different dresses. They have like every time we go to different place, they change different. They travel with you with the suitcase.
Yeah.
So we arrived to North Korea. They take our passports and then they take us to the hotel. We cannot leave the hotel with them, without them. You don't leave. You don't go for a walk. You just have a schedule. So couple highlights. So first highlight. We arrived to that hotel and they give us beer. And the hotel is exactly the same hotel where the American made the mistake 6 months ago, where he took the poster from the seventh floor, and they put him to jail for 15 years. Eventually, he started dying in the jail, so nobody wants a dead asset. So they brought him to America, and by the time he arrived to America, he was had stopped. You remember the story?
Yeah, yeah, I remember. Man, over a fucking poster. That's crazy.
It's not about the poster. The poster was the trigger to take the fucking American because they are at war with America. That's what they
Yeah.
say. Okay.
Yeah.
So the problem was, not the problem, but the story was that he took the poster first day. He got drunk, same like me, went to this thing, got excited. He went to the seventh floor. You are not supposed to go to that floor. But unlucky for him, elevator is not stopping at that floor. Unlucky for him, he went through the staircase and the door was open. He went into the corridor. He tried to take it. He took it off. It was some phrase like "Let's go forward, communist" or whatever the fuck they say.
Yeah. Yeah.
He put it down, and that's it. As the first day, the trip continues. They party, they go, they do this and that, and by the end of the trip, everybody come to the airport. The group of Americans, passport to you, to you, to you. You stay a little bit, like
Not good. Yeah.
so that a little bit went to 15 years. But anyway, so my
Wow.
story. So we are in the same hotel, and we go to spa. We go to spa, and apparently the massage was very good. I switched off. I opened my eyes. I'm alone in a fucking spa. I have no idea where is my clothes, where is my room. Fuck, man. So I get up and I go. I think, okay, I have to go to the lobby and maybe I'll see somebody there. I get out of here. There's two
Yeah,
Korean ladies. They're trying to grab me by the hand. Stop, stop, stop. Don't go naked. Don't go naked. I'm like, okay,
yeah.
listen, just relax. Just let me go. I'm going. And suddenly I enter the lobby, and the lobby is huge. Like you have posters of the leaders, and you have like soldiers, like 12 soldiers with a gun looking at me like,
And you're
what?
naked?
And I'm like, oh, swimwear, but I'm wet and like this. But yeah, I'm naked.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. I run back. By the time I run back, those two ladies gone crazy. They bring the map and they say, which country you from? I show the country. They call our KGB agent. 5 minutes later, dogs, soldiers, everybody coming getting me.
Jesus.
They bring me back to the room, and I think, fuck, I insulted their leaders. I'm fucked. Probably they're not gonna give me back my passport. They're gonna hold me like that American. So next
Yeah.
day, I'm hangover. Next day, I'm asking this agent, hey, I want to talk
Er.
about last night. She's like, yeah, what do you want to talk about? I say, is it the big problem? She's like, nah, it's okay. I'm like, okay. Uh, are you gonna give my passport back? Oh yeah, 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 sure, no problem. And 1 hour later, we go to the fake fruit store. And with the same serious expression, she's saying that this is our fruit store, which is a fake store, and we can see, and she can see it's fake. Everybody sees it's fake. And I think this fucking crazy bitch, she just told me, yes, I'm gonna get my passport back, but now she also told that fake fruit are fruit, you know?
And when you say fake fruit, like you can tell it's this plastic kind of fruit bowl that you see at like grandma's house, right?
So basically, you arrive with the minivan. They don't let you out, and they show you the store from the car. You can look, and you can see the fruit, plastic, sunburned, dusty, and
They don't
you,
even dust off.
yeah,
Don't even dust it off.
you see it's all fake. You know, they show you buildings, everything is fake, and that is the most surreal feeling, you know, when you come to the village and you see that there are houses, like houses. You go into the first house, which is like more or less okay. And inside you have this family that are standing like scared, the guy, the wife, and the daughter. And you can see the TV, which has never been used. There's no fucking antenna. There's no
Which
nothing.
they might not even be a real family, right? It could just be actors, right?
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're just regular villagers who live under the fucking nothing, you know.
Yeah.
So they told them to come. Yeah, and they have actors as well. In the restaurants, they have actors because every time we go to different restaurant, I mean, it's always full, always full. And you know, by the third day or fourth day, I start looking around and I say, "Fuck, I saw this guy yesterday.
It's the same people.
I saw the other guy. It's the same people, man." So, so that feeling when you know that they are educated and and that feeling when he's telling showing you this and telling this that this is an orange with a serious face, that is surreal, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So when I got my passport back by day 7, I was very happy, man,
I
very
bet,
happy.
man. Yeah, I bet. I mean, it's crazy that it's 2025 and there's still a country like North Korea where it's so isolated, especially with the internet, you know, it's just it's insane.
I think
It,
it's convenient for Chinese. I don't want to get into politics too much, but I think listen,
no, we can get
everybody.
into politics. We love talking religion, politics. The gloves are off, man.
So, so,
Yeah,
so, so listen, everybody's talking about North Korea, you know, North Korea, North Korea, North Korea. It's not, it's nothing. It's like dead dying nation,
yeah,
completely on the verge of starvation and everything. It's only China. The only route with China, the only food with China, the only medicine route with China. So it's there's no North Korea. It's China. It's China's little puppet
yeah,
that they say bark, she barks, you know. It's convenient for Chinese to have it, you know. So it's not us, it's North Korea. Look, they threaten the US.
yeah, yeah.
So
Rocket,
North,
Rocket Man. Trump,
yeah,
Trump calls him the Rocket Man, eh?
come on, man. This is like Belarus, you know, Lukashenko. He's nobody. Putin calls him, says jump. He is asked how high.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I think the Belarus comparison is really good, and he's fucking crazy. Like Lukashenko pulled that they grounded the or forced the Ryanair flight down, right, to pull the journalist off the plane. Like that's why they
So
don't fly
what?
into Minsk anymore.
So what? What's crazy
Yeah, it's
about that?
crazy.
What's
No, I
crazy
mean,
about that?
well, you
Crazy
don't
if he
see.
would have, if he could have killed him publicly. That would be crazy. Pull a
Yeah,
flight down. No need to fly over Belarus. Think.
yeah, I know, I know. Yeah, no, but it's a fucking crazy world we live in. That's still, even though it's puppet controlled, you have this huge country that's basically just so isolated, cut off from the rest of the world, and the population's struggling. I mean, fuck, man, just open this country up, some capitalism, and watch it flourish. But the Chinese are, sounds like they have a tight noose.
I don't know. You know, it's very difficult uh, to manage the transformation. You know,
Yeah,
you open that country with I'm sorry, but with illiterate people. What you gonna do? You
yeah,
know?
they'd probably be shocked. I mean, even I was looking at a few of the articles some of our guys wrote for the SOFREP, and they captured these North Koreans in Ukraine. Ukrainians captured them, and they were like, fuck, we thought we were told we were fighting South Korea and that we should kill ourselves rather than be captured. And now they're like, fuck, why is it so cold? And who are these Ukrainian guys speaking this different language? Like, fuck, man, that's insane. Just like
Well,
cannon fodder.
yeah, well, that's insane. Also insane, it is insane as, I just came back from Mexico, looking at the cartels, speaking to the cartels and speaking to the police and everything. It's also insane when coyotes, take people, drive around in a fucking truck and release them in Mexican desert and tell them this is US and go straight. And they arrive back to their hometown after 3 days.
No,
It's,
it's crazy.
it's crazy.
Even
It's sad.
I was doing the stem cell procedure in Colombia, and one of the guys there, he's an American guy that works for the clinic. He broke his neck and he got treatment there. Now he's like one of the employees. And he was telling me he was dating this woman who was, I think she was from either Colombia or Panama, but she's like, "Yeah, I'm going to America." And he's like, "What do you mean you're going to America? That's crazy." And she's like, "No, I know the path. Like this is under the Biden administration." So he's showing me the photos. She was sending him, she hopped the train, she gets to the border, and they pay some money to these like a version of the coyote, and then they take him across the border and then get refugee status. She sends him a picture of American hotel she's in. They give her $40 US cash. Biden administration gives her a lawyer to kind of get the asylum. And it's like fuck, and they all know this is like a path to the US that's super easy.
You
And I was
forgot the gift
shocked.
back. You forgot the
Yeah.
gift back. They also get
Yeah,
the
it was
gift back.
yeah, it was crazy. I was like, this is nuts. So yeah, no wonder, you know, we have issues with our border when everybody knows, even some young Colombian girl or whatever knows that you can go to America, get money, she went for a vacation. She's like, I just want to see America. And she got this like free vacation and the money and the lawyer, and it was nuts, man. And then eventually she's like, yeah, I'm going home now.
Do you think it's
But
connected with the voting without the ID?
no, I think it's fucking insane. It's insanity. But that's again part of I mean, who votes without ID? That's insane. You
That's
know,
California state votes
I
without
know.
ID.
Well, it's like California
If
with a K in the acrylic K should be the
yeah,
California with the big Russian flag. No, it's nuts. I think it's ridiculous. Like California, I love California because I grew up there, but that state is ruined. Like it is absolutely, it should be the most beautiful, flourishing state in America, and it's a fucking disaster. I mean, the traffic and the eco issues, the homeless issues, it's just like a failed state. And it's one of the largest economies in the world. And it's just a sad thing. And I think the governor now is realizing, like, okay, this like experiment is not working so well with the homeless. Even they were like closing these stores down, like a Best Buy store, because they were allowed to rob up to, I think, 500 or $1,000 and not get prosecuted. So these guys would come in the stores and just take everything. And security guys are like, okay, what can we do? And the store's like, we got to close. You know, it's like insanity. But yeah, that's a
yeah.
whole nother
I think
topic.
I think I was just at the border, U.S. and Mexico. So
Which
listen,
one is near San Diego, Tijuana, or
I've been in Tijuana a few years ago, but this time I went to Nogales.
okay, which is near
So
Texas, right?
yes, yes, yes. So listen, there is a fence in the city, but below the fence is like a Swiss fucking cheese, man. The tunnels are like Swiss fucking cheese. So I've been in those tunnels. I've been in US. I have US visa, so it's all good.
Yeah.
But I've been both sides, and 1 hour, from the city, you go to the cartel controlled territories. there is a very small fence, like half of my size. You can easily cross. And to control this immigration, to control the human flow, the drug trafficking, the gun smuggling, people smuggling is just not possible, man. It's not possible.
No, I I agree with you. I think one important thing Trump did was label the cartels as terrorist organization. That gives him much more powers to like drone strike, do all sorts of crazy things. But that to me, that's part of the strategy. You and I know from running business, everything has to do with incentives. You have the right incentive structures in place, and it flourishes. The incentive structures are not there. People are going to take advantage, and you have to create an incentive. Like, look, if you come to America, you're not going to get a job. You're going to go right back on the fucking plane. You're going to make life hell for these people, but you have to change the whole incentive structure, or else people are just going to flood across and keep coming. And I think that it's good. We need migrant workers. Nobody wants to do this kind of work in the U.S. because America's very wealthy and a lot of people getting lazy. But create a legal path for them to come through, document them, collect tax from them, and yeah, make this program and punish all those who don't, like severely punish those who don't play by those rules. And then I think you have a better situation because to your point, you can't stop it. Like the tunnels are there. I mean, it's very easy to get across the border.
The
Um,
border is what, 2,000 miles?
yeah, it's insane.
Forget
But
it,
you have
forget
to,
it.
yeah, yeah,
Well,
it's
listen,
crazy.
so migration is we have a problem in Europe with migration. And why we have a problem with migration? Because it's too fast, too big, and completely different culture. When Mexicans come to America, at least they
Some similar culture.
similar culture, right? They are Catholics, at least values. They have family values similar, right? They understand the value of capital. In Europe, we have completely different situation. It's Islam people. They don't care. They don't want to work. They want to get money. They want to stab you. They want to rape you. And it's completely different. So migration is one thing, but the drugs. I've seen the trend, the new trend, the fentanyl dance in
Fentanyl, yeah,
US.
oh, it's crazy, man. No, that fentanyl is it's crazy what that drug does. Like I watched a video of this guy, it was his parents were going to get him the drug because he was in so much pain. He had already had one leg cut off because it's rotting your body. It's insanity, man. Like, but yeah, and again, like, you know, that's one of the things. Part of the drug problem in the US, you have to educate the people. And we have a lot of problems in America right now. Like it's a great country, but huge problems with healthcare, education, and and this eh, the food supply as well. Like the one thing I noticed in living in Europe now for 2 years, I struggle to eat the food when I go back. Even in New York City, I'm eating avocado toast and I'm tasting this like GMO and this avocado that I'm paying
Plastic.
like, yeah, it's nasty. And so, the one thing I like about the Trump appointing the RFK Jr. is he's like, yeah, we have to get rid of this. Like no more fast food in schools. You're feeding the kids pizza, hamburgers, but it's all about education. You want to, like, I think you just have to let this current generation, it's as harsh as it sounds, like, look, these drug addicts are gone. It's already too late. You have to focus on educating the young people. One of the greatest things we did in America was make smoking not cool, like through marketing and government efforts. Like you see, like there's not a lot of smoking in the US and you cannot smoke in any restaurant. You have to apply the same philosophy to these drugs and educate the young people, or else you're gonna keep having this demand, and people are
And
gonna
that's
serve.
it.
Yeah,
And
people
that's
will.
it.
Exactly.
No army will stop the drug flow to US. It's all bullshit. Of course, he needs to talk this. He pulled the military around the Mexico border. You know how the Mexico violence goes like this:
Yeah,
dip
yeah.
and then up, dip and then up. So you attack a cartel, there is like five more born.
Yeah,
You
it's like
kill one guy,
yeah,
there is another. There's a fractions, fractions after fractions,
yeah,
and the Mexico is a huge inequality. Huge
yeah,
inequality in Mexico. It's like 130 million people or 120 million people. Maybe 50 million are below poverty line. So whatever the penalty you make, 20 years, for life, whatever the fuck it is, it's better for them to take a chance than die from hunger tomorrow, right?
yeah, yeah,
So
for
if we
sure.
talk about the drug problem, I think the only way to fix it is, as you said, education, which is long term, and probably severe punishment or legalization
Yeah.
of cocaine. That would be good.
No, actually, I think it's actually not a bad thing, like to legalize the same as
Fent
we did with the marijuana in most
yeah,
states, because
fent
now they
fent
see
fentan
taxing.
fentanyl maybe not.
Yeah.
Too much addictive people would not be ready. But fentanyl story. You know how that this is American capitalist story. The company Purdue, OxyContin.
Oh, the opiates. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
they brought it to the market. They
Yeah.
put incentive to the doctors, and doctors start writing prescriptions. Oh, I have a toothache. Here is some OxyContin for you. Oh, I have a headache. Here is some OxyContin for you. And then when they pulled this drug from the market,
No,
it was
they're
an empty space, and Mexicans came in with fentanyl.
yeah, and so then these opiate addicts had nowhere else to turn except this cheap alternative. And I just read this new book it's Revenge of the Tipping Point by Gladwell, Malcolm Gladwell. It's an
Yeah, I
amazing
heard.
book, highly recommend. But he talks about the fentanyl in the book and the Purdue. And he said some states there was some weird law where the doctors had to submit a triplicate form and get government approval for this type of hard prescription drug. These states had no fentanyl problem, no opiate problem, because the doctor's too lazy to submit the triplicate to the government for approval because there was this like accountability. But the states that had no accountability, these doctors are writing like something like 200 prescriptions per day for
Yes,
opiates.
yes,
It was
yes,
nuts.
yes,
But
yes,
yeah,
yes.
it's crazy. But talk to me about the Mexico City because I know I was down there living for some months and you went on this tour with the police in Mexico City. Like what was the craziest shit you saw in Mexico City or even
So,
Mexico? Like,
so Mexico City. I spent only in the good places. I spent, last time I went to Tepito and such areas, but this time only in the good places because Mexico City was like a base for us to, regroup. The most crazy shit, of course, kilograms of cocaine in Nogales, narco corridos, gang members talking to gang members, looking at the tunnels. That's also fine, but what was sad and depressing is Acapulco.
yeah,
Acapulco for me, I was born in Soviet Union, so Acapulco best times was in 80s, and I'm born in 80s, so for
yeah,
me Acapulco is like an imaginary, like a avatar planet, like
yeah,
crazy good time, Marilyn Monroe, Elvis Presley, convertible cars, the blue ocean, nice weather. And now it's just fucked up, man. It's after hurricane they had last year or 1 year and a half ago, all the front line of the buildings is demolished, is destroyed. Every third building is working. Some of them are not being like restructured, and you have violence, a lot
yeah,
of violence. So we went to patrol with police, so you see dead bodies, dead bodies, dead bodies, like kid, and of course collateral damage. Most sad is collateral damage. So
yeah,
if let's say this sicario culture came from Colombia, so in Colombia they were like, let's say, more targeted, more more targeted, more, how to say, more accurate. And when they attack you, it's like 3 bullets, 6 bullets max. In Mexico, they spray bullets, they spray like 20 rounds, 30 rounds, 40 rounds. So of course they kill, like kids and kill women and everybody else besides the victim. Victim is dead for sure, but then
Yeah.
also people around it. So you have these dead people in one street, then you have like a block of buildings, and then you have people partying in another street. So that's, but people, when I say people, it's not like tourists from Europe or from US. It's like people from Tepito coming for a weekend.
No, man, I have the same. I was in Acapulco. When was I in like my parents, we took this sailing trip, and when I turned 16 in Acapulco on my parents' sailboat, and my mom and sister went to California to spend time with my grandmother. It was just me and my dad and the Acapulco Yacht Club. And I had met a couple guys, they were older than me, and they're like, told my dad, hey, we're taking him out for a birthday. And it was like Acapulco you imagine, right? This was in late 80s. And it was beautiful, man. It was
Beautiful.
beautiful. And yeah,
Yeah.
I lost my fucking virginity in Acapulco. I had met this like 28-year-old hot Mexican girl, and it
Guy.
was no guy, no guy. Leave
From
your
Tepito.
personal, yeah. But it was amazing, man. And I didn't even tell my mom like until years later. Uh, but yeah, Acapulco was amazing, man. Yeah, what I remember. But I also know I have friends that are Mexicans, and they're like, dude, it's crazy down there, the violence is, and I just can't even imagine what
So
it's turned
listen,
into.
I'll tell you a fact. Acapulco is now in the most dangerous cities in the world, top three. Top
That's
fucking three.
crazy.
Number one, Port-au-Prince, Haiti, obviously. Number two, I don't remember what the fuck was that, but number three, I remember Acapulco, you know. So
That's
if you
crazy.
look at top most dangerous cities in the world, and it's probably based on murder per capita. So you have probably 10 cities from, in top 30, you have
Oh,
10.
I'm looking now. Mexico, I mean, this is the cities by homicide rate. Mexico has, out of the top 10, they have eight of the cities. Acapulco, Tijuana, Zacatecas, Colima. Like it's all
So that,
like Mexico has like eight of the top 10 most dangerous. Then it's Brazil, South Africa, but they dominate that's crazy. I didn't realize that.
so Mexico right now is very surreal, because uh, because if you go to Haiti, if you go to Port-au-Prince, it's just
Let's
like
talk
a
about Haiti too, because I want to talk about the trip you took there. So let's
yeah.
dive in.
If you go to Haiti, it's like complete chaos, and yeah. But in Mexico, you have this, as I told you, one street dead bodies, another street people living their life and partying, and so there was this dead body. We went to, for this we went with the police. It was 11 a.m. PM, not
Yeah.
like imagine what happens at 1, 2, 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
increases. So it was 11 p.m. Thursday night. So there was this dead guy lying on the street. It was about 30 or 40, army soldiers, maybe 10 trucks, whatever the fuck. And there was this like street food kiosk, you know, 15 meters from the dead body, still operating.
Probably the soldiers buying the
They're
tacos
not
off of
gonna
it, right?
close the tacos for this dead guy, tomorrow
Yeah.
another dead guy. So this is surreal, And that brings me also to Haiti, So I wanted to go to a place where the violence will be at the peak, like the war will be at the peak, and to find such a place is very difficult, because you know how it goes. The conflicts, they migrate, right? They
Yeah.
peak,
Yeah.
they go down, they stabilize, they move. So
But also,
it
it's tough to go as civilian, right? Like you can. another challenge is you're basically running a business in Lithuania and like, okay, how do I get to this crazy conflict zone, right?
Yeah, well, that's a whole, another
There's
industry
no like
behind.
bookings.com, you know. Oh, I want to filter out the most dangerous city and make a booking at the tour company, you know?
Well, actually, there is like, let's say, backstagebooking.com is like the whole fixer industry, the whole movie industry, journalist industry, UNICEF, CNN, BBC industry, So they
Yeah,
all use the same fixers, So I go as a journalist,
yeah,
so I want to get to the front line. So to find this conflict at its peak, like it's very difficult. Usually you have few places in the world, like okay, Mexico right now, Tijuana, but still, this is not like a full-blown conflict. It's different type of conflict. In Mexico, gangs kill each other. You might get into crossfire, might not. You go to Ukraine war, there is a front line. You
yeah.
can't, you come closer, you get killed by sniper or the drone. You don't see any action. Action is in Gaza. Cannot get in.
Gosh, what a mess, man.
He
Gaza's a mess.
cannot Gaza, yeah, Gaza cannot get in. And Haiti. Haiti is where the action happens, and you know that in 2 weeks or in a month you're gonna go and it's gonna be at its peak. So, so we went there, and the city is in a chaos. The city is destructed, and is destructed. Not, and I'm like, who destroyed all these buildings? Because some of the buildings looks like they've been destroyed with the heavy ammunition. Like, do gangs do it? They say no, no, police do it. Government do it. I'm like, why the fuck they did it?
Yeah,
So if they lose the war with the gang and the local police have to retreat, they don't leave anything behind. So gang doesn't have a place to, to kidnap people and to live and everything. So they destroy everything. So gangs are destroying the city, fucking police and military destroying. Everybody's destroying everything. And I spoke to these guys, I spoke to NGO, and I said, so listen, so what's the solution? And the problem is that, Haiti has nothing. If Haiti would have some oil, US would come and say, hey, boy, I'm going to help you out. Here are some guns, give me oil or minerals like with Ukraine,
yeah,
I'm going to help you out. But now they have nothing, right? Number one. Number two, they are in a fucking island. They are contained, It's not like there is a war in Egypt, like 100 million people, and, you're going to have 20 million refugees. So they cannot swim. Maybe they, for some of you tried, but they end up dead. So nobody in the world gives a shit about that place. And the only people who should and could give a shit is themselves. The problem is that they should reach the bottom and then they should say enough is enough, right?
yeah.
But apparently they reached the bottom,
They start
took
to
the
dig.
took the shovel and start to dig, man.
Jackhammer. They hit the rock bottom and bust out the jackhammer.
So
Yeah,
so this brings me to the human nature, you know, that humans are animals, and humans can get used to anything if it's done for a long period of time and if it's done slowly. Uh, they get violence for years, and they get accustomed to that violence, and they get accustomed to the war. They get accustomed to the sound of gun, they get accustomed to rape. You come to them, you say, listen, man, yesterday 10 people were shot next door. He's like, yeah, 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 let's talk about football, brother.
yeah, yeah. Crazy.
So this is human nature, and I don't know what it takes. I don't know. And you see a lot of, you see families, there's this big problem of displaced people. So refugees, they have international, like, legal status, and you have to help them. Like, there are procedures, certain international procedures for refugee, right? But for displaced people, internally displaced people who lost their home or they had to move out because of the gang, there is no fucking procedure, nothing. It's just you're on your own. And we went to this displaced community where there are a lot of kids and there are all these families, some of them like mechanics, blue collar workers, and some of them are teachers and everything. And many people ask me, oh, you see all these kids, don't you feel sorry for the kids? And I'm like, no, man, no. I'm like, why? You heartless? No, I don't feel sorry for the kids because kids adapt like that. Next day, they're happy, they're
Yeah,
smiling, they adapt. What I'm sad for is all these adults because they understand what happened. Kids don't
yeah,
understand what happened, it's different house, no house, this and that, they play, they get together, food, no food. But the adults, you can see so much sadness in their eyes because they understand what happened to them.
yeah,
They
yeah,
understand what happened to the country. They understand what happened to the kids. Because from those kids, from 10, 9 will be thieves, robbers, murderers, whatever the fuck, terrorists.
yeah. To your point with the human nature, like the environment is everything, right? Like you know that you're in one of the things I like about the program we did at Harvard is like you're in this group of people and everybody's pushing for growth, personal growth, business growth, but you're in this great environment that influences each other's behavior. But on the low end of the scale, the same thing happens, right? You're in this environment, the kids that are innocent are all, that's the way of life. They know nothing more than they have to be a thief, kill people, join a gang. It's crazy. And I actually, as much as the people get triggered when Trump says, "Oh, look, we need to wipe out Gaza and start over." Like, I think that's the solution. Like, you have to totally remove this environment. Hamas, the Palestinians can't stay there. Where the fuck are they going to stay? And you see this Gaza Lego set, right? It's just like a crumbled building. Like, you need to push everybody out, resettle them, and build over again. That's it. And maybe they register if they're legitimate Palestinian, they can register, come back and get land when it's rebuilt. But until you eliminate the situation, you have an unsolvable problem with Hamas and this never-ending fucking conflict. So I agree with Trump what he's trying to do, and a lot of people don't understand the Middle East is so complex, right? It goes back to the UK, England dividing up the whole Middle East, chopping it up into pieces, but it's insane, man. And
Yeah,
nobody wants, they think the Palestinians, these other Arab countries, which a lot of Americans don't realize, the Palestinians are kind of the gypsies of the Middle East. Nobody wants them. That's why you don't hear this big push from Saudi, UAE. There's not big involvement. Still, the US is kind of leading this negotiation. It's crazy, man. But that's a whole nother topic for a different day. But maybe
yeah,
you go
well,
to Gaza next.
yeah, well, listen, US also, didn't help, putting the petrol into the fire. And, listen, it's so complicated. It's so complicated. Uh, uh, you go to that Middle East region, it I can, let me do this. I can draw you a six, but from your perspective, it will be what? Nine.
Yeah, nine. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
For me, it's six. So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
exercise explains me from which perspective you're looking at. Looking from Arab perspective, as soon as Israel appeared there, it became a problem.
Yeah.
Conflict after conflict after conflict. Okay. Looking from European perspective, you probably don't want Muslims invading Europe. So maybe Israel is good. So it's depending. And the problem is that people when they get like good, the good enough money and everything, and they work for some corporate, there's this whole woke culture, which I don't like. Like they think, oh, let's be good, let's accept those immigrants. You don't understand what's going to happen another 5, 10 years. We are not at that level of consciousness and education that we can assimilate large quantities, different cultures. Not there yet, man.
Yeah, yeah. No, it would be like
You be there,
taking it
I'll be
would
there.
yeah, it would be like taking all these people from Haiti and dropping them into Vilnius, right?
Yeah,
They
because
just
we humans, the
yeah,
humans, we have to help, we have to do something. Aren't you concerned? And I remember there was this guy, Swiss guy, and they said, listen, you have to help these Ukraine people, you have to accept them. He's like, there are kids dying. He's like, why? But if your kid dying, you would be worried. He's like, yes. So is there a difference between Swiss kid and Ukrainian kid? Yes.
No.
The guy was very blunt. But yes,
Yeah.
for him it is a difference.
Yeah.
The resources are not infinite, right? Resources are finite.
Yeah.
Cultures are different, And I think I like Trump politics that he says, listen, let me go back and take care of America first.
Yeah.
Okay. So we all are better off when everybody's taking care of their own business.
Exactly.
Don't
Exactly.
don't go to Afghanistan, try to fix Afghanistan, and then fucking leave 20 years later with people dropping from the plane.
No, that's
Let's not.
crazy. I've been talking about this for 20 years. It was happening. Like when I was in Afghanistan, the mission was kill the terrorists, destroy the training camps, put the Taliban out of power. That was it. And we did this in 1 year, maybe a little less. And we should have left. And by
Yes.
2002, vamos, leave Afghanistan. Because I had friends that were going on missions 2010, sometimes twice in one night, coming back, killing people on the direct action mission, coming back, loading the bullets in the magazine, and the government lawyers coming in. Hey, why did you shoot this guy on this thing on the corner here? Blah, blah. Like literally getting investigated as they're preparing to go out on another mission at like 3 in the morning. And they're like, why the fuck are we here? Like, what are we doing here? Like, my friends were telling me this. Like, we don't know why we're in Afghanistan. Rules of engagement changing. When I was there, 15-year-old fighting male, brown, and the joke was if he's brown, he's down, like, because you're shooting it. But it got crazy, man. And then fucking $1 trillion in Afghanistan gone. Like we left the exercise equipment, the weapons, all these like, military hardware for the Taliban. Now the Taliban's back in power, stronger than ever.
You brought
Unbelievable.
you brought this country or communism
Yeah.
together with Russia with fucking US brought this country back 100 years back.
Yeah. No, for
If you
sure.
look
And
at
America
so
also the pulling out of the Middle East, the northern Iraq, it caused a refugee crisis in Europe. Like people don't understand this cause and effect. Like, and that's one thing I like about Trump. His foreign policy is like, guys, time the fuck out.
yes, yes, yes.
Like,
Let's
like we
let's
don't
get
need
our
more
house in order.
war. Yeah, let's get our house in order. And he knows to negotiate. You have to have this dialogue back and forth. You cannot put your head in a fucking stand and pretend like, oh, I don't want to speak to Putin. No, he's a fucking world leader. Like, talk to the guy, come up with a solution, and negotiate some peace. But yeah, I for Trump. Look, there's a lot of things I don't like about Trump, but a lot of things I like, and I think the fact that he's not a career politician, he's not bought and sold by the lobbyists donating to his campaign. He doesn't give a fuck. And I love it, man. And people going after Elon Musk. I'm like, guys, this guy could buy his own island, could probably buy Haiti and live the rest of his life however he wants. But no, he's volunteering the time to like fix all this government inefficiency. Oh, he's stealing from the government. Guys, he doesn't need any more money. What the fuck? He's the richest guy in the world. Like, but it's crazy.
The only thing he's getting is power. Power is the top drug in the world. There is
Yeah.
no more. All these fentanyl guys, they're stupid. They could have gone after power. Power is
Yeah.
number one. It's much more powerful than fentanyl. But coming back to wasting money. So when I was in Afghanistan, I was with these Taliban, was with these local gangs and crime leaders, and we come, we sit, eat food in a dinner, and there's this guy is like, oh yeah, good business day today. I said, what happened? He's like, I burned 6 trucks today. Like, whose trucks you burned? Like, my own, man, my own. I'm like, so where is the fuck, where is the fucking business, to burn your 6 trucks? He's like, we don't understand. So he's in contract to deliver fuel to US military. And the contract, in case of accident, pays amount of the truck and the load. So the truck is 10K, the load is 60K. like diesel. Okay, so he burns 6 or 10 empty trucks, and he gets half a mil,
That's crazy.
and he shares that with U.S. military.
They pay him on the spot, probably cash too.
Yeah. And then he shares some money with the local. So it's all business, and nobody wants to leave. Also,
And
Afghanistan was a very good training ground for U.S. Army. Perfect. You
oh
can do
yeah.
whatever the fuck you like. Shoot, not shoot, drone, no drone. So when you start the infrastructure, when you start the machine going, for example, you establish an HR department in the company, it will grow, man. Suddenly, new procedures, new policies, and it will start thinking of the new uses for himself, more budget and everything, So as soon as you start the war machine, it will grow. It will not stop. It's not like, okay, we enter, we leave.
Well, this is back. This burning of the trucks is back to this incentive. You have to really watch the way that you create these incentives, and because people will find a way to abuse it if they can. Even when I was in Medellin getting this stem cell treatment, I took the tour of the this Comuna 13, like Pablo Escobar's crazy part of town.
I've been there.
And when the new government came in, they were saying to the army, if you get a bonus, you get cash bonus for every guerrilla you kill. So what they do, they start killing civilians and putting them in the clothes, like dressing them up so they're getting the money, and they're just killing everybody. So it's because they're getting this incentive in place. So yeah, you have to be really careful about these incentives because you think that that would be a good thing, and actually it's something that could be totally abused,
So,
like the burning of the truck.
so I think the idea of the globalization is over. Like that, we all gonna be friends, and everybody's gonna produce what is cheap, and we're gonna trade, and we're gonna agree. It's done. I think we're not there yet. Um, I think the democracy is being tested right now,
Yeah,
like
for sure.
really tested, because the best example of democracy is European Union. Who the fuck is European Union? Who is our leader? Who?
Yeah. No,
Who
yeah, who
who
knows?
who knows what policy we do? Well, somebody support Russia, somebody against Russia, somebody wanna fight, somebody wanna put money to NATO, somebody don't wanna put. Let's discuss. Let's discuss for 1 month, for 2 months. So I think democracy is also being tested right now. We'll see if we survive. Everybody upset about Putin and Zelensky, and not Putin, Trump and Zelensky. Like, oh, how come Trump treated him like this and the other? Listen, man, he comes. He needs something, he should shut the fuck up.
Yeah, 100%. And you're a
If he
guest
need,
in someone's house. You're a
you guess
guest.
you shut the fuck up, right?
Yeah.
You are not giving minerals that you're not gonna get yourself. You're gonna keep it for what? To keep fighting? You're gonna keep the position? You like, man, you want this war to be, you lost it. You lost the war. Once your country split, in opinion, once your house is not order, you lost already. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
somebody else will come take your market share. So so very tough. Of course, how could they treat, and they ask him about the suit, and he's in military, he's fighting. So what? This is life. So not many people understand what is the real life, what it takes to
Yeah.
win, and everybody's saying that, oh, poor chicken, wanted to play with the lion. Lion ate the fucking chicken. So whose fault is this? Yeah,
Exactly.
but chicken wanted to play. Well, yeah, but this is the fucking lion. He wanted to eat. So what to do?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, hey, brother, we're coming up on an hour. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I would love to have you back on the show, but let's
Tell me
talk.
about stem cells. Yes.
Yeah, quickly about the stem cells, and then I do want to say when I was so Sammy took me up to the hunting lodge. Uh,
Can you hold on a second? I'll close. The sun
yeah,
is in my eyes.
yeah,
Just,
yeah.
just a sec. I need to.
So
Much better. Yeah.
Sammy, I'm up hunting birds. with Sammy, like the black
Yeah.
doves and this capercaillie, which looks like a cross between a fucking turkey and an eagle. Like crazy looking bird. But we're in the sauna, we're talking about OPM, and you come up, he's like, fucking Jurgis. He's like, that crazy motherfucker. He's like, I he asked me if I want to help with Ukraine and donate some money for the guns. And then he's like, my secretary calls me up next day. She's like, hey, I got this wire information from Jurgis, but it says like Hell's Angels, Lithuania. He's like, what the fuck? He says he calls you, and you're like, hey man, this ain't fucking Legoland, like this is the real deal. So
You know
that was
what
a
he
funny
said?
story.
He said to me, I want to donate money to Ukraine, but I want to know that the shit will get delivered.
Yeah.
So you want it to get delivered? This is the club. This is the people who delivers directly. You want to donate to UNICEF? Donate.
Yeah.
So then his lawyers got scared and like,
Yeah, it was funny. He told me the story. It was funny. So the stem cells. So look, I was dealing with, I would say maybe 6 years ago, I started having pain in my right leg, and I went to the
yes.
doctor. Doctor says, hey, have you had the injury in this leg? I was like, yeah, I had a skydiving accident. She's like, oh, you chipped your hip socket. So you hit so hard, you chipped the bone, and there's like a piece of bone on the
And it's
x-ray.
arthritis now, yeah?
Yeah, arthritis. So she sends me the Pilates with the broken ballet dancers in New York. So I'm doing, which is good. I'm single. I'm like, okay, this could be good for me. But I'm in there doing the Pilates. So then my leg starts getting stronger and I have no problem. But then it's still like some arthritis. I'm like, fuck, this pain is just like constant. So I start researching. Then I'm swimming and I fucking get the shoulder issue. And now I'm like, fuck, my whole body is breaking down. But it's all from the SEAL teams, right? It's like 10 years, just go, go, go. So I'm researching because I don't want surgery. And my friends with Tony Robbins' son, Jarek, and Jarek says, look, my dad did stem cells on the shoulder. Like doctors in US said guaranteed surgery, no way around it. He's like, no, there's got to be another way. So he went to Panama and got one of the first guys to get the injection in his shoulder.
Let's talk about the injury. Let's get more
Yeah.
specific, okay? Because I did a surgery on my right shoulder because of the torn labrum.
Yeah.
So labrum stem cells will not fix, but there was arthritis issue, so they recommended
Yeah.
replacing the
So
joint.
yeah. So look, the US doctors they were like, look, you have to get the hip surgery. And I'm like,
Okay,
no.
replace the
Yeah,
joint.
replace the joint. And then same with the shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh, we can fix it easy with a surgery. Because I don't have a tear. It's just I have a small tear. I have a small
Okay,
tear
but it's
in
like
both.
worn out. It's worn out. It's
Yeah.
arthritis. It's
Yeah.
worn
So
out. Yeah.
so yeah, but the thing is the stem cells, they regenerate cartilage and tissue. So they regrow. Like even the surgeons that go into if there's a problem with the baby, maybe the fingers are growing together, the surgeon will cut the finger off and separate, and the stem cells will grow the finger back. Like it's crazy. So anyway, I did all the research. I had a couple friends tell me, "Hey, this has been really good for me." I actually called Chuck Liddell, one of the first UFC champions.
Yeah.
I messaged it on Instagram. I was like, "Hey, man, I'm about to do this. It's a lot of money." He's like, "Just call me." Just sent me his number. I called Chuck, and he's like, "Man, I couldn't." He's like, "I couldn't hold my son like this. I couldn't put a backpack in the overhead of the airplane." Now he's like, "I have full range of motion, both shoulders." He's like, "It saved me." So I said, fuck it. I went down. I put my money. I flew to Medellin. There's two main clinics, one in Panama. The same one in Panama has one in Mexico as well, and then this bio accelerator in Medellin. And I talked to the US office. They did the consultation. I paid the money. I flew to Medellin. They meet you at the airport directly to the hotel. They take you, and then the clinic is in the the hotel is right next to this high-end shopping mall in Medellin in Tesoro district, and it's connected to the mall. So you walk across the mall to the medical tower, and it's 5-star service. Like I've never had any nicer medical facility, nicer than anyone I've been to in the U.S. So I did both shoulders, both hips, and I was awake for this hip. And to prep your body for the stem cells, they put you in an oxygen chamber, take you down 2 atmospheres, like 66 feet, pure oxygen. And even they have the tube and they have the Netflix, and you can watch them because I'm in there for an hour in this
Yeah,
chamber,
yeah, yeah.
but I'm watching like F1 series on Netflix in the chamber. Then I had the orthopedic surgeon look at the MRI, and then he knows exactly where to put the stem cells in the shoulder, the problem areas, and he has the ultrasound. So he's got the ultrasound, and then he's put the needle in, and he's like finding, and then he injects. And I'm awake, no anesthesia for this. In the
Well,
hips,
that's your loss. I like
the
anesthesia. Like,
no, well, I don't know why they don't use anesthesia. Maybe to save money, but it wasn't that painful other than the initial poke, and then when they inject, you can feel this like pressure going in. But they take you out of the injections right into cryo chamber to just help with the inflammation. That was on Wednesday. Thursday, neurosurgeon comes. That they put me out for, and they put from S1 to L5. He injected 20 million stem cells each disc, and then around the fascia, more stem cells. And the idea is it grows back the disc. It grows back, repairs the damage, and it takes minimum 6 weeks to a year. These stem cells are inside you, just working, working, working. Also, I got the IV, 2 rounds of IV stem cells. And the thing is with the stem cell, it goes to your body and it finds the areas
yeah, where they
that
need to repair.
yeah, yeah.
I know a bit. I
So
want to know from the practice.
yeah.
So then what?
So when I got by Friday, this hip pain I had 5 years, totally gone. Like someone took a switch and turned it off. The pain, like insane. And I was not only that, I was hearing these stories direct from the patients because some guys have been there a second time because they have really big problems. One guy had multiple sclerosis, MS from Canada. He's like, it's totally helping me with my MS. Another guy was a firefighter in America, broke his back, paralyzed. First trip, they put stem cells. He's up and walking, like fucking crazy stuff, man. And he was back second time for more treatment because they give him a spinal tap with the stem cell. They suck the spinal fluid out and then put the stem cell back in its place. It's crazy. And I'm hearing the stories from these guys. Guy paralyzed, now walking. Guy, he had a cane and a walker for his hips. They injected him, now no cane, no walker. Like it's just I'm directly from the patients. It was crazy.
So do you think there was any placebo effect involved as well in pain?
Not with me, man. Like this is like I can deal with pain. Like I just got used to it, right? And I think
I know what is pain. I'm in pain, back pain, but for me,
yeah.
psychological,
But I think
shoulder.
part of
But
this, but dude, this was like gone, man. I mean, I wake up every morning now just going, fuck, it's still gone. Cause I'm in my head, I'm worried it's coming back,
yes,
right?
yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So,
So did
and
you?
for my back, I can't recommend it enough, man. Cause I just talked to so many people directly. It's not some bullshit marketing video. These guys are like, dude, I was in fucking severe pain and this solved my problem. Just over and over and over. A guy showed me after he had the stem cells IV and for his hip, he went back to America, wealthy developer from Miami. He's like, I burned my arm on my, he has a huge car collection and he had a classic car. He's like, I thought my car breaks down on the freeway. I thought I was undoing the reservoir cap for the radiator. It was the actual radiator itself. So he had this second, third
Burn.
degree burn. He's like, 1 week later, gone because I had recently had the stem cells. And he showed me the photos, and I was like, holy shit, no scar, nothing. So these are like, it's amazing, man. And I'm shocked that we don't have this in America. I think you can get it in Switzerland now, but these stem cells are harvesting from umbilical cords from C-sections because I guess the C-section has much less bacteria because when a canal birth, they have a lot of bacteria. So they only take this cord umbilical cord stem cells from C-sections, and it's all the consent of the mom. So I got it from 2 different women, and they don't even need to match blood type because anyone could take the stem cell.
So there is two questions with it. One question is the traceability of the stem cells because you don't know what you're getting. So I guess this is the reputation of the
But they
company.
give you the lab is right in the clinic, and you get a Q&A with the head of the head doctor of the laboratory, and they tell you, you get your certificate, and it shows you exactly where your stem cells come from, all the treatments, the protocols, everything
That's
is
good.
listed. I have a certificate. It shows everything because
That's
they
good.
say, look, yeah, yeah, so it's good. And these guys, I like them because I got there on Saturday night, Sunday, then Monday you go to the clinic, and then Monday night they have a social for all the patients, and they want you to talk to each other because they know the best marketing is the people that have had the procedure before telling you like the story. They're not hiding anything. And so
So
I
that's
was really impressed, really
so that's
impressed.
question one. The traceability, which you said is okay. Question two, side effects.
Yeah, there are some mild side effects.
Now forget about those temporary side effects. I'm talking about the cancer type
No,
side
I don't.
effects.
I don't. The temporary stuff is, I'll talk about quickly. It's more like you get maybe some mild fever. Like I had a small chills the first night I had stem cell IVs.
It's good. It means it's working. At least
Yeah, it's
something.
working. But I had the temporary side effects and are pretty much negligible. I've heard of no like real adverse side effects. Like I've heard of really none that I know of. Um, and the stories, there was only one guy I talked to probably 12 people that were at the clinic getting like professional football player, professional two bodybuilders, like this guy and his girlfriend. They were like, she was like huge, man. I
Jacked.
thought, yeah, man, it was crazy. But she had her knees done. And she's like, yeah, I'm back to full training. And first of all, I'm like, fuck, your knees are fixed. Like, why do you go back to the gym and like ruin them again? Like you should be doing yoga and swimming. But the only one guy that he was from Serbia and he has a security company in Vegas. Super nice guy. But I went out to dinner with him and he orders this huge tomahawk steak. And all I could think to myself, like, man, the nutritionist just said don't eat any red meat because it impacts the stem cells. Like it puts false inflammation in the body and the stem cells are going to get confused. And the first thing the guy does, order a fucking tomahawk steak at the restaurant. And I was like,
Fucking guy.
yeah, I'm like, no wonder you're not getting like good results. So, but that was the only guy that I who was that I heard like anything that wasn't like a really 5-star experience. But
Who
I
said
would
what? Who said what? Be specific. Who said what? He said something
no,
that
he just said he had it for his back and he wasn't getting the results he was hoping for. But also I was like, man, you got to lose some weight. You need to do yoga. And he had that Eastern European. He's like, oh, fuck yoga. It's for faggots, you know? And I'm like, guy, like, look, if a Navy SEAL can do fucking yoga and Pilates, like, come on, man.
yeah, yeah.
So he was like, I got to him. He's a super nice guy. And he at the end of this trip, I think because of my background, he was like, okay, I think I should do yoga class. Like, because
Yeah.
you can't take a pill or do one thing and you have to make lifestyle adjustments, man. You have to like adjust, maybe not go so hard in the gym. Um,
I am thinking about stem cells because
dude, I
my
told your
shoulders
wife, Renata, I was like, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah. She told me so. So I had this issue. I had this shoulder issue. Go to physiotherapy, do this, do that, yada yada. Doesn't help. I cannot lift weights. I cannot do boxing. It's just my hook is not the same hook how I do it, and I've been for 20 years in martial arts, so I do MRI. Usually I do a lot of MRIs. I'm like hypochondriac, but this was I was avoiding, and then I did it, and they said, "Oh, your shoulder is fucked. It's full of arthritis, man. You're gonna be shoulder joint replacement, in 10 years." I'm like, "Fuck you, no." So I have this torn labrum,
Yeah,
and apparently from the punching bag where you put the heavy pressure, I fucked up the cartilage. So I did the surgery because the labrum is not gonna heal.
yeah,
No stem cells will help you to heal the torn labrum. But arthritis is still there, and I
yeah.
can hear it
This I
cracking
think
and. Yeah.
This I think will help because I have the same arthritis in my hips and it's fucking gone, man. It took away all the inflammation. So I think I would do both shoulders. Fuck, if you can afford it, I would do everything, man. Back, shoulder, hips. Because like we get older and stuff, it's like a car engine. Certain parts are gonna start wearing out, especially if you use it.
So two things on my mind, stem cell therapy and TRT.
And what?
TRT.
What's
Tes-
TRT? Oh, testosterone.
Yeah,
Testosterone.
yeah.
No, the good thing is I lost a friend, one of my oldest friends from the military. He was a captain for FedEx and also a Navy pilot captain, like my age, gone. Cancer took him last year. Wife, two kids, and it freaked me out. So I did the full like CEO level MRI contrast scan where they put you in the CT scan and inject the dyed blood in your IV so that it circulates. They can see no blockage in the arteries. Because I was freaked out, man, and I did the DNA test for all the nutrients, but the testosterone with the blood, the doctor's like, dude, you have a high testosterone of like some 20-year-old guy. I was like, yeah, that's why I'm jerking off once a day minimum.
Yeah, yeah, but you need to examine closely the testosterone and the free testosterone, bioavailable testosterone. I need to look at the range,
Yeah,
for
well, we
both
can
of
talk
them.
about this because Sammy also was telling me the same thing.
Yes, yes, yes. So it's
Yeah,
complete difference in the term you're feeling, in terms of your motivation, sleep, performance, physical performance, crazy. So two
but I
things I'm looking
noticed
at.
I noticed from this treatment I have more energy. Obviously, the pain is gone in my hip, and I'm waiting. Like it's taking 6 weeks. I've only had almost 3 weeks now, so I'm still waiting for hopefully it gets better and better results. But so far, so good, man. I would just for the pain relief I got in my hips, I would spend the money on that. Just that, because
Just the pain, I agree, because the pain every time you bend, every time
oh yeah,
you squat,
fucking
is the
terrible.
pain, pain, pain. I know, I live with pain for years and I still do
Yeah.
in some cases. Good,
And
good, good.
even for like I'm not worried about this wrinkles and all this bullshit, but you get naturally the stem cells kind of like take care of the aging process too. They get rid of wrinkles, and now when I was down there, I saw the video. They're actually, rather than Botox, they put the stem cell injections in the woman's face, and it's like taking everything away naturally, right? It's like a really reversing the clock in a natural way. You're not putting this crazy fucking Botox or any of this other stuff. But yeah, I think we're gonna see, the like what I saw in front of my eyes was unequivocal results and testimonials from these people. A guy fucking paralyzed in a wheelchair and he's walking because stem cells. It's
It's crazy.
crazy, man.
It's
So
crazy.
yeah,
I think the stem cell field will bring a lot of innovation in 1 year,
yeah, for
in one
sure.
year. Just a
Yeah,
question, as I said, two questions: traceability and then side effects, because
yeah,
imagine if it grows cartilage, what else it can grow, but hopefully they say that no, it's just just targeted area.
yeah,
So I will check it out.
yeah. Check it out. I mean, I think I sent Renata the link, the
Yes, by
bioaccelerator, but
accelerator. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You sent me
yeah,
before. We talked about it a year ago, and you said you're
yeah.
considering this.
And if you want the intro, I can email you to the
Will
woman in
do.
the US. So, but brother, dude, so the videos going up on all these crazy travels,
Yes,
but let's come back in April on the podcast. Then
yes.
the audience will watch the videos and then we can talk about more crazy shit.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We have a
But
lot to
dude,
talk about.
yeah, man, and we got to get together this summer, man. So you tell me where
You
you're
have a
going and
plane. You have a plane. Come. I'm going to Dubai in May, and then we're buying some properties in Asia, I guess. So
maybe I'll
I'll
come
let
to
you know.
visit you in May. I'll come to Dubai and
Come,
visit.
come
Yeah.
to Dubai, Habibi. I'll show you
Yeah,
around.
just don't fucking bring that guy with the cocaine problem that you told me that
Uh,
crazy, crazy story. We should tell the
you,
story next time we're on the
yeah,
podcast.
yeah,
That's a
yeah.
crazy fucking
We'll
story.
have to without names, without names.
Yeah, without names. All right,
All
brother.
right, pleasure. Good to
Yeah,
see you.
same, dude. Yeah, same. All right, dude.
Let's keep in touch. Thanks, man.
See ya.
Bye.
You've been listening to SOFREP Radio.